Hey everybody out there in the comic book community, Chris, Mike, and Cody here.
Hello.
Hello.
And we're here to do a little bit of a discussion about the next big event that's going on in Marvel. Marvel has been releasing tons of teaser posters, teasers in their comics, press releases and stuff like that over, you guys guessed it from the title, Avengers VS X-Men. So far we know about Avengers vs. X-Men. We know of the 12-issue miniseries Versus that's coming out of the Avengers vs. X-Men. And we also know that it's reaching out into the Avengers books, and I'm pretty confident it's also going to reach out into the X-Men books. I don't think it takes a genius to figure that out. There are going to be tie-ins regardless. So what we're here to do is we're going to go through the covers that Marvel has released for the actual Avengers vs. X-Men books, plus a few of the tie-ins that they recently released. And then we're going to go into the Avengers vs. X-Men versus 12-part series. And we're guessing the 12 images or the 12 pictures they showed are the 12-issue matchups. The matchups of the characters that are going to be fighting each other in each issue. Once again, guys, these are only our opinions, first of all. Second of all, basically, Marvel's not telling us much, so we're basically taking a lot of guesses also. And if there is more news, I'm telling you guys now, this is all the news that we've accumulated since January 19th, 2012. So if anything's happened since January 19th, this video was shot before that. So anything that happens after January 19th, we're not responsible for. We might do a follow-up if there's a lot of stuff, but we'll see. So the picture you guys have been seeing for the past, how many minutes I've been talking? 2 minutes? Is the first image from Avengers vs. X-Men. It says Round 1. As you can see at the bottom, it's going to have a free digital download code, just like Avenging Spider-Man and a couple of other Marvel books. And, yeah, so here it is, Avengers vs. X-Men. You got the Avengers with Wolverine, mind you. There's a controversy with Wolverine. We'll get to that throughout this video. With Wolverine on one side and the X-Men on the other, Wolverine being on the Avengers side. What are you guys' opinions on it? You guys first. I'll go last because I have a very short opinion on this one.
Alright, I guess I'll go first. Well, Wolverine being on the Avengers side over the X-Men, something does tell me that, like, I have a funny feeling that they're gonna make it a twist where, and I'm not sure if this might happen, that one of these issues, he's gonna probably go against the Avengers to be on the X-Men side. I don't know, it's just, I'm just seeing a picture of that, but with him being on the Avengers side, I couldn't say more. Who would want to be on Cyclops' X-Men other than the other X-Men like Gambit and all the other people? And
yeah, I find it weird that Gambit and Archangel or Angel is on the X-Men side because they're on Wolverine.
Yeah, but it's irony with Wolverine on the Avengers, though.
It's gonna be the drama. That's definitely the drama.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Cody?
With the Avengers versus X-Men, first of all, this is a huge, tremendous clash of two very big forces within the Marvel comics industry. So, for all you fans, fanboys, fangirls, just fans in general, for all y'all that have ever wanted to know, who would win? Of course, Avengers versus the X-Men, who would win? And obviously, this is your thing. The thing I question most is continuity errors, since Angel is, well, one of the biggest walking plot holes I've seen. And there may be controversy with Wolverine being on the Avengers, but I just see way too much continuity errors. Like, isn't there too many events going on to even have this event? Like, wouldn't this, in technicality, isn't this just... what are the words? The words are trying to come to my head.
Oh god.
I mean, there's so
overwhelming.
It's way too much. It's way too overwhelming. But the thing is, it's just like, you have people on X-Men's team that currently is going through a Genesis is on the X-Men side, but yet you have Wolverine, the main guy, who's on the Avengers. It's just like there's no continuity.
There's contradiction. A lot of contradiction. I get what you're saying.
Exactly, but you gotta be a fan to like this. That's all I gotta say.
Alright, me personally, I see that Wolverine's going to be a huge focal point on all this, especially on the new Avengers and on the Wolverine team side and the X-Men side. He's going to be a huge factor, and it's going to be like Civil War, where Spider-Man was the one that was originally, first he was on Iron Man's side, and then he jumped ship to Captain America's side halfway through the war. So Wolverine is kind of in the Spider-Man position, because right now it's his old team, or his other team, his team that he started on, which is the X-Men, versus the team he was put on, which is the Avengers.
Yeah, but not only that, wasn't Spider-Man and Wolverine kicked out of the Avengers?
No, the original Avengers. They're still in the new Avengers. There's three teams.
This is the new Avengers, okay.
It's all the Avengers teams.
Okay.
Beast is on the Secret Avengers, and Storm is on the regular Avengers team. Guess what? Look whose side they're on. They're on the X-Men side, except Wolverine. He's the only one that is not on the X-Men side, and that is very interesting. And I have a feeling that he's going to either turn at some point to go on the X-Men side, and that's going to unite the X-Men, which I think is retarded because they just went through Schism. Cody just said it, actually. They just did Schism. Why would Wolverine and Cyclops, in less than a year, already be like, okay, let's bury the hatchet, let's forget what we did, you were right, or whatever?
That's what might happen.
That's typical. That would be too typical. I'll be honest, if I'm calling this right now, that's sad. But I hope I'm not calling it, to be honest. But anyway, he's going to be a focal point. Anyway, I think that some of the matchups, they don't tell you in this photo. I'll wait till we get further along. But it's interesting to see some of Wolverine's team on their side. Like, Wolverine's facing Gambit. And Gambit, we all know, is at Xavier Institute. So this is going to be very interesting to play out. And we also have Extinction that's going on, which is a 4-part lead-up. So, very interesting. Alright, we are now going to move into round 2. And on the cover we have Iron Man versus Magneto, with the X-Men and the Avengers fighting in the background. And guess who in the background has the aura of Phoenix? Hope. Okay, Mike, we're going to stay in the order. You go first.
First off, it needs to be Jean Grey. I mean, why they put Hope, I have no clue. I mean, because Jean Grey was the best, in my opinion, the best of the best X-Men on the team. Secondly, like, you see still Wolverine going against Hope, which is still irony. However, though, the cover does look pretty awesome and amazing, and it promising in other things. That's really all I have to say. I think it still should be Jean Grey and not Hope. And that's it.
Well, they're not teasing a Jean Grey. All we know is it's the Phoenix Force coming to Earth. And it's going to impact not only Hope, but we'll get into that also later on. Cody?
Okay, first thing I need to clarify before I jump at this character's throat. To the person that left a comment on one of the recent vids to where it seems like we were bashing Hope, like we are all biased against Hope.
We're not.
We're not. But this is our personal opinion, and this is definitely my personal opinion. I don't like Hope whatsoever. I could care less about Hope. And to see her getting the Phoenix Forces, or getting the Phoenix powers, I understand it's like Rachel, I believe, already has hers, but I think they should really focus more on Rachel because Rachel's been the underdog character for way too long. And in all honesty, I see it like this. Hope is the daughter of Cyclops, whereas Rachel is the daughter that got her own free will, basically, and went to Wolverine's side for a reason, so it's just like, all we need now is for the mom to come back, but until then, I feel like they should put the spotlight more on Rachel, but other than that, cover does look nice.
All right, so my opinion on the the second issue. Um, First of all, like Cody, I was hoping for Jean to come back. Maybe she will, because this is going to be a main thing going on. So maybe by the end, we don't have all the details yet. First of all, we don't know what causes this yet. Just like Schism, we didn't know what caused it yet until it happened. So it's very hard to form an opinion on something we really have no idea about. But in my opinion, it's definitely going to have something to do with the Phoenix Force. It's definitely going to have something to do with the Avengers wanting to either stop the Phoenix Force or try to contain it or something like that. And the X-Men are going to be like, let us deal with it, because we all remember Cyclops is running his X-Team by fear. And even though Wolverine's not on his team, I'm sure Wolverine's going to want to defend his other friends, the other X-Men. My opinion. I have no idea what's really going on. But it's interesting. And yeah, I can't wait for the series, honestly. All right, we're gonna jump now. There are 3 connected issues to Avengers vs. X-Men where they released the covers for. First one is the new Avengers number 24, which shows Cyclops going up against Cap and Wolverine basically torn between the two in the background. Mike, your opinions first.
All right. Well, this does look like Wolverine will have to choose a side. Either he'll work for the Avengers to go up against the X-Men, which is known to be Cyclops' team because they say Cyclops is leader of the X-Men, or he's going to betray the Avengers, and then whatever happened between him and Cyclops either might
They're
be
going to
a
rejoin.
distant
The X-Men are
memory.
going to reunite.
Right,
Which is stupid!
Yeah, because if you really look closely at Wolverine's costume and Cyclops's, they both have X
They always,
on.
yes, Mike, Wolverine, that's his costume. He never changed it.
Right, but what makes, but that kind of actually, whether he be on the Avengers or not, in my way of saying this, it kind of really does give away that he will rejoin the X-Men, because originally he was an X-Men, and it's a great cover just to see that, like what you said before, that he's torn between the two, but
He looks like he's trying to stop it, honestly.
or he's gonna betray one of them.
He can't betray one of them. He can only betray a Cap. He's already on opposite ends with Psych.
But I don't know how the story's gonna play out, but it looks like an interesting read that I'll, in most definite, read in that one. And that's all I gotta say.
Cody?
In all honesty, I'm hoping, or this is just it's just a personal wish of mine, but I'm hoping, I'm not a fan of the Avengers, but I really would hope that Cap would just beat the crap out of Cyclops. And
Yeah, I agree.
just end it right then and there, but agreeing with Michael, yeah, I do see Wolverine being I'm the one caught in the middle of everything, and then settle. I don't know. I just see that you have to be a fan. Like how I said before, you have to be a fan in order to like this. If you're not a fan, this isn't going to be something for you, and I don't want to see a story that's how many issues long?
I believe it's a 12-part.
A 12-parter. A 12.
Oh no, that's the verses. I'm sorry, that's the verses. I think it's a 6-part series, I believe.
Well, a 6-part series that all it ends in is let's just settle our differences. Like, really?
It might not. They say this is universe changing. That's the thing. You don't know what's going to happen when it's all done and over. It could be that. Probably will be, knowing Marvel, but it might not.
Well, we'll wait and see, and that's all I got.
Unless maybe they never had that whole argument thing.
No, they did. They did.
Oh, they did?
My personal opinion on this cover, I feel bad for Wolverine. But honestly, I don't know which side to choose because I don't know why they're fighting. I would side more with the Avengers because it seems to me that other than Gambit and Angel and Beast, it's all Cyclops' side. That's on the X-Men side. I don't know why they're fighting, so I really can't say, well, Wolverine should stick with the Avengers and take out Psych, or Wolverine should go back to the X-Men because the Avengers are really going to do something that's going to screw somebody.
It kind of brings back the Ultimate Alliance scene.
That Civil War, exactly.
Yeah.
We didn't know why Civil War was going on when they were teasing it, so you couldn't pick a side. You didn't know if Cap was right. Well, most of the time Cap is right, but you don't know who's right and who's wrong, and you didn't know why, so you couldn't pick a side until it started. I love how already Marvel is having stores pick sides. You don't know who's right and who's wrong, yet stores are actually picking X-Men and Avengers. Personally, I'm guessing the Avengers are going to be possibly right, but I guess whichever side's right is the side Wolverine's going to join, because in the end the good guys always win, or the good side always wins in a way.
It's always good, yeah.
So, I feel bad for Wolverine. I hope he stays on the new Avengers team, regardless of what happens by the end of Avengers vs. X-Men. I guess it really just depends on what's going to happen, which doesn't look too good. Alright, we're moving into issue 26 now of the new Avengers, and this... Wait, issue 25. Oh, so yeah, you're right. We just saw 24. We're in 25. Sorry, guys. Issue 25 of the new Avengers, and this was released yesterday. And I ran to Cody and said, "You're not gonna believe this. Iron Fist with the Phoenix Force. He's connected to it apparently somehow." Mike, go ahead.
I have no idea how and or why Iron Fist has the Phoenix power. I mean, it really just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's like you're switching powers of one thing to another. It's like that fear itself with the hammer. You get that feeling again. Whoever possesses one thing...
I think it's stupid. Keep
Yeah,
going. I'll
stupid.
finish.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I'm just saying, it's like whatever power a superhero possesses, they have it. And also like Spider Island, how everybody has Spider-Man's powers. I mean, come on, Marvel. I mean, why are you giving powers that somebody already has and giving it to other superheroes when they have their own powers? Leave the superheroes powers of their own. Don't take away the other superhero powers that one already possesses. That's like, oh, I'll take flight next, or I'll take speed. And it's like they're just taking other superpowers away from superheroes. But this one... No. That's all I just gotta say, no.
Alright, Cody. I know you're itching for this. Go.
Why in fuck... Excuse me, pardon my French. Why in Fraggle Rock, why? Done. That's all I gotta say.
I think it's, okay, very short, very sweet. Stupid. I don't understand why he has to be attached to the Phoenix Force. So what, now everybody's going to be a Phoenix at some point? Why does this sound familiar?
Yeah, very.
No. I mean, I don't mean with the X-Men. It sounds like something that came out of Spider-Man at some point with symbiotes involved.
Yeah, let's not...
I don't find it... Iron Fist, really? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting reading that book.
Well, to each its own.
Okay, and finally we're going to go into Secret Avengers number 26. And that's the cover they released recently. And what I find very interesting is, look who's on the Secret Avengers side. Beast. But we just saw him on the X-Men side. And why is Thor on the Secret Avengers? And Vision, and Captain Britain's part of the Secret. And Miss Marvel. This gonna be
Continuity?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And by the way, the thing that's capturing my eye is Beast is wearing a space uniform. Like, it's kind of weird seeing that because the others are like normally going, I believe. But yeah, I have to agree with what you said, Chris, about this whole now with Beast there and Thor, and I really don't know, but I have a funny feeling there's going to be lots of betrayals for some reason.
Not in this... Well, maybe with Beast, yeah.
Maybe with Beast, yes. I was going to say that. Maybe with Beast, but... Yeah, I gotta pick up this issue and read it when it comes out.
Well, I'm getting Secret Avengers, so we'll see it.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's it.
Cody?
Stupid. Like, it really makes me wonder, why is this event even happening? Just, why?
I'm actually interested to see. I'm pumped for this event. I just don't want to see stupid stuff going on in the other titles, but I'm pumped for the event. I'm not gonna lie. I'm excited for it. I just don't understand what's going on because they're contradicting themselves left and right with Beast now on the Secret Avengers team, and he has look at the spacesuit. It has the A's on it.
Yeah,
for crying out loud.
I just saw that now. Huh. Wow.
That's my opinion. I just gave you my opinion. Cody, you were done with your opinion, yeah?
Yep.
And Thor, oh, guess what, guys? For those of you who didn't know by now, Thor's alive.
Yeah.
It's great. We'll spoil and forget everything that happened in Fear itself. It was horrible. We're going to just throw Thor right on the main cover to let you guys know Thor is definitely going to be front and center for this one.
I think they're overdoing about the superheroes being dead and then coming alive. Not even a year later. Now it's going to be like, what, half a month later? Or not even a month? I don't know why they're doing these, oh, this superhero is dead but alive, you know. I mean, with Superman remembering those days, you know, even with Captain America as well. But seriously, I mean, it's just ridiculous about them being dead and then all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, they're alive. I mean, it just doesn't work out that way. It really doesn't.
Well, we wasted about 20 minutes talking about the actual Avengers vs. X-Men. Let's move into now. We're going to change up the pace and go into the Avengers vs. X-Men VS or Versus series. This is the poster they released. I believe it was about 2 weeks ago. And you see all the Avengers and you see all the X-Men at the bottom. Now, mind you, Storm is an Avenger, but she's on the X-Men side. And note at the top, no Wolverine.
I was going to say that.
Wolverine was a huge question mark for me up until recently when they gave that new Avengers thing. Well, let's now delve into each and every individual poster. They released all 12, so I'm guessing these are the matchups for each of the issues. So let's go into it, and the first one we are going to look at is Colossus versus the Thing. Alright, Mike, you first.
Well, you got two big monster people going against one another. I mean, it's a fair fight. I mean, I don't know why Colossus is still in that Juggernaut suit. I mean, seriously, why? They should just get rid of that because it doesn't look good on Colossus, in my opinion. But seeing these two go at each other, I really can't pick who's gonna win. It's like you're putting Superman in the hole, basically. But if I had to choose...
Well, actually, before you say choose, we are thinking of doing a little bit of a funny contest thing. When we find out which issues are coming out when, doing not a contest, but a vote on who people think are going to win in the verses.
So should I do who's going to win?
You can make your prediction here because
okay.
we're not allowed to do it because we're the ones that are going to be making the vote thing or the who do you think is going to win thing. But it's going to be for our viewers. You get to pick who you think is going to win. It'll be a little fun thing. No prizes or anything. It's not a contest. It's just like a vote to see what the fans want and then what really happens. But that's for later on.
But for this win, I would have to go with the Thing because when he says it's clobbering time, he just goes all out no matter what. But, I mean, that's what I think. I think that the Thing will go against Colossus. I mean, it's a good even match. I will admit that. It's a good and even match.
Alright. And Cody?
Like Michael said, this is actually one of the few matchups in the lineup that is actually pretty fair, pretty decent at best. But this is actually the one that, like Michael said, it's very fair. You got Colossus versus the Thing. I'm not rooting for either side, so I can't really say much, but that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I agree with everything both of you said. The only thing is, it's hard to pick who's going to really win because you have to remember now Colossus is also now has the power of the Juggernaut, the unstoppable force. So in this matchup, unless something huge happens, I believe that Colossus might come out on top. But once again, these are two Goliaths. You don't know. And listen, I want you guys to notice this. Look at the background. Notice the background. I think this is going to take place all around the world, and you guys are going to see why as we go on. I believe that background is from India. Moving into the next picture now.
Actually, correction, I think those are actually from Russia.
Russia?
Yeah, I think Russia.
Okay, thank you for correcting me because I have no idea. I'm just taking guesses on locations, most locations. Now the next one is Cyclops versus Hawkeye, and in the background we see City. And okay, Mike, you go first.
Not a good matchup because I mean, Hawkeye against Cyclops. Now, granted, I really hate Cyclops' guts, and it's just really not a good matchup here. I mean, they could have chose someone other than Hawkeye. I don't know who, so to say, as we speak, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hawkeye has good arrow range and it's very powerful, but when you go up against Cyclops with the laser, I mean, it's an automatic, almost automatic saying that even though I hate his guts, I would have to go with Cyclops. But I still hate him.
Cody.
I actually think the matchup is pretty fair. Remember, Hawkeye's not some novice arrow fighter. He's definitely up there. And as for Cyclops, screw him. Again, I'm not voting for either side, especially for this one. It's just like
It's hard. It's hard to be evenly matched. I agree. It's hard to say because Cyclops has his thing and Hawkeye has his arrows. Honestly, though, it's hard because Cyclops can do a lot of damage, but Hawkeye has a lot of different types of arrows. He's like the Green Arrow of the Marvel U. So you got to take that into consideration also. Is it even? Of course not. But then again, at the same time, there are certain advantages that both characters have. It's very hard to choose in this one. It's just, I don't know. Out of the many people, Hawkeye versus Cyclops is definitely not the matchup I was looking for. Moving along. Now, this one is very question mark, question mark, question mark. Daredevil versus Archangel. How did Archangel... Is it just me, or did we not just go through the Archangel arc where Archangel was quote-unquote dead or
Like Thor.
erased?
Well, not erased, like the one.
No, but the Life Seed, the whole X-Force event that was like 19 issues long to get rid of Archangel? I thought Angel was just Angel. How is he Archangel now? Mike, you first?
I really don't know what to choose here. I mean, they're both very, like, athletic. They're very, like they're more, like, almost alike each other. Like, almost have the same type of powers. I mean, with Daredevil being blind and not Archangel. But I really don't know what to choose for this one. I'm kind of really not. I really don't know for this one.
And notice the background again.
And the background, yeah, that is New York. It's not the Empire State Building. It's something that looks like it. I forgot what.
Cody?
the matchup is alright, and that's all I got to say. And why? Walking plot hole Archangel, huh?
Yep. That's what I say. Plot hole. It's a good matchup, but that's all I really can say too. I can't really pick if that really is Archangel, I hope Daredevil beats him, but once again, as we're all saying, plot hole much unless something gets explained within the next 2 months about Angel. Moving along, and notice the background is Paris. Marvel Girl versus Rogue. This one is more evenly matched in my opinion, sort of. Mike, you first.
Rogue and Miss Marvel. Well, it's a great matchup. I have to admit that. But for this one, I would have to go with Rogue because
The absorbing.
Yeah, the absorbing, and also she really like has this sort of like thing where she can move a little bit faster, but also her her strength is almost as greater than Mrs. Marvel. I mean, Miss Marvel is also another great character as well, and It's an amazing matchup, but I would have to go with Rogue on this one.
And you, Cody?
This is actually probably one of the finer matchups in my opinion, and go figure, it's two femme fatales going at it for the most part. Hands down, it's all on Rogue for the simple fact that she can absorb anything and anyone's powers pretty much. Just for that simple fact alone, it's just like, yeah, it's Rogue all day.
I agree, it's Rogue also, because Rogue could just basically suck up all Miss Marvel's powers, leave her a drooling mess, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's basically, it's a good match. I'm interested. That's more evenly looking forward to it. Moving along, another thing I don't understand: Hulk versus Emma Frost. Where did the Hulk come from? Isn't he dealing with the Bruce Banner thing? I mean, I understand this could happen in like when. I imagine May, June. What's he gonna do? Settle his problem with Bruce and go right back? He's not even on the Avengers. Did they make a color mistake? Maybe they meant to put Red Hulk there. Mike, you first.
Okay.
But I'm just saying that I didn't think the Hulk rejoined.
I'm not laughing at what you said. I'm laughing at the match. I mean, it is obvious that the Hulk is gonna beat Emma Frost. I mean, okay, I know that Emma Frost has mind powers, but once again, the Hulk doesn't have a mind.
Well, he does have a mind.
Well, he does, but not in this form. Basically,
But what? Yes, he has a mind. He can be controlled, but I think when he's enraged, that's the hardest time to get him in control.
that's why I meant to say really enraged. But all I could see Hulk do is just basically just take her head off and just use it as a football. Hulk automatic win right there. That's it.
You hear that, Marvel?
I mean that's what I think in my opinion. I mean, the Hulk, come on. But this match, it could have been not Emma Frost. I mean,
Much better. That could have been a better matchup.
I could say automatically, it's got to be the Incredible Hulk. End of story. That's it.
Cody?
This matchup is stupid. This is just my opinion, but this matchup is okay. You need to put, or at least pit the Hulk up against somebody that, can really put up a fight at least. And I'm sorry, yes, Emma Frost may be a mutant, but at best, she's what? A telepath? Almost?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, telepathic.
She's just a telepath. So, I mean, unless she can get to the whole, unless she can get to his mind or something and then do something from there, I mean, then it's like, okay, but this matchup is stupid.
Yeah, especially when he's enraged. Like what Chris said, there's no way, but that's all I have to say about that. So, Chris, you go.
This is dumb, stupid. First of all, we all know the Hulk, the Green Hulk, is not on the Avengers right now. The Green Hulk in the Incredible Hulk wants to be left alone. 2-1, this matchup is going to be Red Hulk versus Emma Frost, unless by some act of God within the next 3 or 4 weeks, 3 or 4 months, give or take a couple of months, the Hulk rejoins the Avengers. Which there is a new title coming out for the Avengers and the Green Hulk's on it. But question is that Avengers title in continuity? I don't know. I'm not following it because I probably won't be buying it. So, we don't know if the Green Hulk will be on the Avengers. But on every single Avengers vs. X-Men, other than this poster, I have not seen the Green Hulk. I've seen the Red Hulk in all the posters.
And World War Hulk.
Yes, I have not heard or seen any other poster other than this with the Green Hulk. So this matchup is just forfeit in my opinion. But it's not exactly a good matchup. I'm not going to be looking forward to this issue. Moving along to now, this is the issue that has me thinking Wolverine's going to turn. Wolverine versus Cap. Yeah, doesn't this kind of tell you whose side Wolverine's going to be on? Unless, don't get me wrong, this could be a minor squabble, a little fight in between two Avengers that ends up, Oh, by the way, in the Hulk one, you notice that's in the desert, and then in the Wolverine and Psych one, it's in a city again, or on one of the Harriers that the Avengers have.
Is that S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah, it is, possibly. But at the same time, you don't know. We don't know what's going on. So, Mike, you go first.
Well, the way I see it, it could be that maybe both had a misunderstanding of each other, and it might maybe be a little bit of a fight scene. I'm not sure if it's going to be him betraying. I mean, if people saw this, they're probably going to think, oh, he's going to betray the Avengers, but we really don't know. It could be maybe a minor argument that, or misunderstandings that both have actually said, but this is a tie match. I really cannot choose, because I like Wolverine and I like Captain America, but for this one, I don't know who to choose. It's really a tiebreaker for me.
Cody?
Dumb, and that's all I gotta say.
I am interested in seeing this matchup, this fight between the two, because you don't know why they're fighting, and you know Wolverine's an Avenger. So you gotta question why. Why are they fighting? What fueled this? Is this the part where Wolverine turns on the Avengers and goes to the X-Men side? Or is this just a fight that's going on between Cap and Wolvie? We don't know. We just know that there's definitely a fight between these two within the Avengers vs. X-Men story. Will this be Wolverine going back to the X-Men side? We'll find out. This is the Phoenix Force, and we all know how Wolverine feels about Jean. So if Jean does come back, you know Wolverine's jumping ship to follow Jean. We all know that. Okay. Next up, by Mark Bagley, I like this artist, Spider-Man vs. Iceman. Now, this one is interesting. Spider-Man and His Amazing Friend is all I'm going to say. Mike, you go ahead.
Yeah, like Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, yeah. Of Spider-Man vs. Iceman. Now, really, I thought that they would never actually fight each other because they really were a great team, whether he helped out the X-Men at times or not. But you know me, guys. Number one favorite superhero, I am going with Spider-Man for this one. Because, yes, Iceman, he has the ice power and he could freeze him and then that would be the end of it. But Spider-Man always has something that's like he has always some up his sleeves, whether it be some like web-like.
It's going to be interesting. This is going to be one I'm really looking forward to.
Because you know he's not going to go unprepared. Like every Spider-Man comic that I've read, whether it be in the past or now, he always has something up his sleeve that could always give a weakness to the opponent. But Spider-Man all the way for this one.
And Cody?
Definitely one of the prime issues of this whole entire event that's going on. It's going to be a definite fan favorite to a lot of people for both Iceman and Spidey fans. And this is definitely, like I said, it's going to be a prime issue. This is definitely going to be one that, if you're not going to pick up all the others, at least get this one.
Yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to this one. I like Iceman and I like Spidey. And by the way, guys, there is a city in the background of this picture. I like both characters. Iceman's one of my favorite X-Men next to Wolverine. And we all know how I feel about Spider-Man.
I think they're in Cincinnati.
I don't know where they are, Mike.
I don't know.
But it's going to be fun to read this one. This one's going to be my absolute favorite, I can tell. Unless they completely screw up the story between these two, which, let's face it, there is a way to screw anything that looks good up. Unless the story screws it up, this matchup is going to be one of the... This is my number one I'm looking forward to this being my favorite. I'm looking forward to this fight the most. Moving on to... this is a John Romita Jr. poster, absolutely. Spider-Woman versus Gambit. Mike, go ahead.
Well, wow. Well, the artwork, I could say, is not really drawn as the best, but
I like John Romita Jr.'s art a bit.
No, it's okay. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm
City
saying,
again, by the way. Or Village. Is this a Village? Oh, this is a Village, this one, looks like.
Yeah, but it's a good okay, but, my God, I mean, Gambit's one of my, I think, third or fourth favorite X-Men.
Aren't.
Yeah, of that, but... I mean, Man vs. Woman, I mean, that kind of actually, you know...
It's Spider-Woman, dude, it's Spider-Woman.
I know, but I'm just the type of guy... I mean, Hulk and Emma Frost, well, that's different there. But anyway...
Emma's not a woman.
Well, yeah, I could say that, but for this match, I would have to say...
There have been rumors about her being Lady Gaga.
Oh, you're done now.
I'm sorry.
Now that you had that on my mind now. I would have to say that Gambit would be the winner for this. That's my choice. But other than that, interesting match, I would say.
And Cody?
Okay, for one, I don't agree with the artwork at all. It looks horrible. Spider-Woman looks like Gumby, and Gambit, even with his facial expression, it looks horrible. I'm not gonna say it's the worst. It's the worst that they could have done. It's definitely not, but the matchup is fine, but they could have done better.
I like Gambit. It's not. It's definitely up there on my matchups that I'm looking forward to. It's up there, but it's not all the way up there. It's pretty close to the top, though, I would say. That's really all I could say. Pretty even matchup, though. I will say it's pretty evenly matched, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. And, you know, we didn't discuss this, but we don't know why each of these individuals are fighting each other. One from the X-Men, one from the Avengers. We don't know why they're fighting. Each one could have its own individual story or reasoning. We don't know why yet, so we can't really say, okay, well, it's like a wrestling match. They're going to go in on it, fighting each other from the very first issue, and they're going to go out with whoever loses. Like, it's not going to be like Marvel versus DC. This is definitely going to be, there's going to be story behind each of these matchups, I'm pretty sure. I don't think Marvel's just going to be like, moving along to the next image.
But both sides thinks they're right. That's all I'm saying.
Moving along to the next image. The next matchup is a match between the two lightning people in the Marvel U, Storm and Thor. Thor's alive. How about that? This one, well, I'm looking forward to this one because it's the woman who can conjure up weather and the god of thunder. Yeah. You go first, Mike. Go ahead.
Well, Thor's got the hammer, and basically when Thor has a hammer, it's a lot stronger than a meteorite, possibly. But for this matchup,
it's the woman who can manipulate lightning and the man that is the lightning.
Even though, like I said before, it's man and woman, but still...
They're gods.
Well, yeah, but I would have to go with Thor with this one because just because the hammer itself. I mean, without the hammer, then it would possibly be Storm, but.
And what is the background? The background.
Oh, the background
looks like a sewer or something.
Or maybe the pole.
Maybe, I don't know.
It could be that, but yeah, my vote for this one would have to go with Thor.
Cody, I know you like this one, I believe.
I'm half and half on it. The background, it's not a sewer. It definitely looks like the Eye of the Storm,
Possibly,
sort of.
Maybe, or rain. It could be raining or water. There's something.
Rain, lightning, all that fun stuff. Personally, though, normally I would say Storm, but because this is lightning versus thunder. In that essence, so it's even, hands down. It's an even match.
I'm looking forward to this. Yes, it's even. This is one of the top 3 books I'm looking forward to. Spidey, of course, being first. Thor and Storm is definitely a strong second. Just to see, Storm can conjure up lightning and thunder. Thor is the god of lightning and thunder. It's going to be interesting to see the creator and the manipulator duking it out.
I feel like I'm
pretty even.
I feel like I'm the only one choosing.
I
don't know.
We don't know what's going on.
No.
It's okay to choose. There are certain situations.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying,
I like the artwork on this. This is, I think, Thor's cover art.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving along. Luke Cage versus Beast. A secret Avenger, while being on Wolverine's side, versus a new Avenger. Background looks like the Avengers Mansion or maybe the Avengers Museum. Yeah. Mike?
Beast and Luke Cage. I guess it's a semi-okay match.
It's just characters that really you have to either like them or you're not going to care about.
I mean, I like Luke Cage and Beast, but putting them in the match, I would have to go with Beast. I mean, Beast has the potentials of like strongness and everything else there is. I mean, Luke Cage, I mean, the muscles, yeah, and he is the quote-unquote leader of the Avengers. Plus, he doesn't have...
The new Avengers.
The new Avengers. And, you know, he doesn't have an eye patch either, kind of.
What do you mean he doesn't have an eye patch?
Isn't that Luke Cage?
No, that's Nick Fury.
Oh, that's Nick Fury. Oh, my bad. Wrong character, sorry.
Luke Cage has an eye patch? Where did you come from?
Wrong character, my bad.
You really need to start reading more Marvel books.
I have been, but anyway, it would have to be Beast for this one.
Alright, Cody?
I agree with Michael that it's gotta be Beast, but the thing you're forgetting is that, don't forget, Beast is smart. You know, he was at one point in his life a professor, was it?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
I believe so. He was professor at a university.
Yeah, so Luke just has the muscle, whereas Beast has the smarts, the agile, all that fun stuff. So Beast.
Yeah, mind over muscle. Or muscle over mind, who knows. But yeah, Chris.
Personally, I really don't... I don't want to say I don't care about these two characters. This matchup is not one that I really am going to find enjoyment in reading as much. I mean, I like Luke Cage, I like Beast. Beast is definitely one of my favorite X-Men too. It's just like, Luke Cage is invulnerable and strong, and Beast has his agility, and he's also strong and super smart. So, honestly, it's going to be interesting to read. I want to know how they end up fighting, but for the most part, this is definitely not one of my high... It's not up there. It's probably down at the top 10, if any, and maybe a little bit higher than top 10, but not really that much higher than that. It's going to be fun to read, but I really there are other matchups that definitely weigh above this one. Moving along, this one has the X-Men comic cover artist, Iron Man versus Magneto. Let me clarify. Iron Man, metal, versus Magneto. Go, Mike.
Alright, well, it's a pretty intense matchup here. I mean, Iron Man does have the suit and everything, the metal, but Magneto has the mind control. Like, he could move or bend anything, even metal itself. And basically, Magneto could control anything. I mean, I'm not sure, but if anyone would go up against Magneto, you probably are going to have to possibly be in luck that you would win against him, because his mind
Iron
is
Man
very
is smart.
destructive.
Maybe he can create a suit that's not made of metal, or some
Correct.
type of metal that can't be bent.
That could be. But since you brought that up, for that, with this matchup, I am undecided. I just don't know. It would possibly be a little bit of Magneto having the advantage, but it would be undecided. That's what I think.
Cody?
First of all, getting out of the not looking at the matchup in particular, I'm looking more at the artwork, or at least the cover. I love how it's so defiant. I love how you have the stars and everything in the background. You have the clashing of what appears to be a mountain, or could be some form of metal. Shards of Iron Man's metal, just his iron suit basically falling off. This matchup is, for the most part though, it's even. You have, remember, as long as Iron Man isn't arrogant, then he could use his smarts to his advantage. But it's even.
I agree. Even match. You know, unless for some odd reason Iron Man could create a suit that can't be bent by metal, by metal manipulation, like what Magneto can do, or there's a way around Magneto's powers. Magneto could rip Iron Man to shreds, but I think we all know that's not going to be the case, because then the issue would be over in like 2 pages. literally 2 pages. But this is definitely top 5. I'm interested in seeing this fight. I love, as Cody, you said, the artwork. I've always loved the X-Men cover art. It was really defined.
This would be my second favorite fight.
This was the first poster release, and this is what actually got me to say, okay, I am looking forward to Versus after all. Moving along to the, I believe, the last matchup. Psylocke versus Black Widow. This is the only one that I'm like, whatever. Okay, this is 12 out of 12, the 12th one. I hope it's one of the first issues just to get it out of the way, but Mike, you first.
Wow. I do not know. I mean, it's a 50-50 matchup, Psylocke and Black Widow. I mean, Black Widow's got the speed and the whole aerobic like stunts that she can do, but Psylocke on the other hand has more of a different power, and I believe she's holding a sword, which I don't remember Psylocke having, unless she
always had it.
Oh, she did? Oh,
Yeah.
I never really saw Psylocke have a sword, but again, not really the best matchup.
What's the background? The background looks like Big Ben.
Yeah, London. I would have to say that this match also undecided, and I don't really think it's the best matchup in that sense.
Once again, you have 2 Femme Fatales duking it out. One, you got Psylocke, or the lover of Archangel, and the next you have Black Widow, is her name? Okay, so you have basically I want to say she's on the level of an assassin, or pretty much better. This is definitely an issue for the ladies, or any fan guys out there that just love your female protagonist. And as much as I'm going to bite my tongue on this, I'll just go with my preference of women and say brunette, so I'll go with Psylocke.
I think this is evenly matched. Black Widow is a very skilled person. I believe she has the ability to be an assassin, and Psylocke is an assassin. This is too even. I see it either being a stalemate, honestly, maybe a stalemate, or one of them just getting dumb luck. Serious dumb luck. I don't see one being better over the other. I just see both of them are evenly skilled. So personally, it would be dumb luck if one came out over the other. Like something would have to distract one of them for the other one to take advantage of the moment.
Agreed.
And that's basically it for Versus. So we talked about Avengers vs. X-Men and the miniseries Avengers vs. X-Men Versus. I'm looking forward to this event.
Yep.
Cody, you know we're gonna be sharing the digital code, so you'll be reading the main one at least. I don't know if the Versus is gonna be digital. And Mike is going to be reading. I know Mike actually showed a huge interest in the Versus.
Yes.
So Mike's going to be reading Versus.
Definitely.
I'm going to be reading everything, and I get all the Avengers books. I might have to end up getting Sykes' team for just the Avengers vs. X-Men. But, yeah. And, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to bash it because we don't know what's going to start it. I'm going to actually go in on this excited, and you guys will see how I feel about it on Dark Avenger when I do my comic book reviews. I'll be reviewing them, as for you too, and I'm sure Cody will be reviewing the digital copies as I give them to him, and we'll just see where it goes, you know? You guys,
it could be a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, X-Sanction is pretty alright for like a lead up. So really, it just depends on how they write the story, and if the artwork, the artwork has to follow in a good perspective of the story also. So you guys will just have to check out Dark Avenger starting April to see how I feel from issue 1 all the way through to the end, because I will be getting the full series.
But I really don't think that none of the verses could ever outbeat Marvel vs. DC, because that was the biggest, greatest crossover that I mean, Avengers and X-Men falls definite as a second category of a great battle and crossover between one another, and lots of dramatic things with Wolverine and any other characters from whether it be X-Men side or Avengers side. But this, I would have to say, is something that I am definitely on board of reading and just seeing what's going to happen. I mean, this is amazing. This is just what this year actually is the biggest event of Marvel.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry guys, unfortunately, I was about to ask Cody what he thought, but Cody had to run really quick. Minor emergency at his place, so he said goodbye. We actually had to cut the last part out because we got the message as we were asking how he felt, but he did say that the series looks interesting and he's looking forward to it. Me personally, I'm just going to wait and see. I'm excited, and I'm sure everybody who's a Marvel fan, who's an Avenger, an X-Men fan, this is something that you're either interested in or you're probably complaining about, but we're comic reviewers. That's what we do. We complain about things that we don't like, whether people like it or not, and we enjoy things and are excited for things that certain people aren't.
And who knows, it might be another Civil War related.
We'll see. We'll see in April. That's all I can say. We don't know what the nature of the fight is. We don't know what the nature of the Phoenix is. We don't know what the nature of anything really is. So it's really sitting around and playing the waiting game. And guys, if you want to keep on top of the news, check out CBR.com, Newsvine, and Newsarama. Those 3 sites I check out daily, and that's where I've been getting most of these images and basically the rundown of this series from. So guys, hope you enjoyed this little bit of a news thing. Sorry it was very long, but I'm sure you guys probably held out just to see what we thought, and maybe help influence you to either get into this series or maybe just check out certain parts of the series. Anyway guys, I'm Chris, he's Mike.
Yep.
And Cody also says, have a good night, day, or whenever you're watching this. We'll see you guys soon, and take care.
Alright, later guys.
Bye.